Hello everyone, welcome to tutorial 3 of Design Project 3. In this video, we're going to learn how to add our interactive multimedia content from h5p.com to our UH homepage. So let's get started. So to begin, let me show you some of the tabs I have open in Chrome. Of course, I have my homepage open with the home button and the active Project 1. So in a few minutes, we're going to add a third button to this website. I also have a tab open for h5p.com, and I have code snippet 4 and code snippet 5 opened from the assignment. So let's begin by opening up our index.html file in brackets. So I'm going to switch over to brackets, and I'm going to come File, Open, and I'm going to make sure I go to my desktop, into my public HTML folder, and I'm going to load up index.html. Excellent. And let me just scroll up a little bit, and I'm looking for the section here, my first container at the top. The first thing we want to do is add a third button to our project. So I'm going to copy this code right here, and I'm going to paste it in, and I'm just going to label this Project 2. And importantly, I want to change the ID of this element so it isn't exactly the same as this one. I'm going to call this one Button Project 2. And I am going to save that. I am going to come over to FileZilla, and I need to reconnect. And I need to make sure that I'm in my public HTML folder here on my local drive, which I already am. And then on the server side, I come into the Hoffman2 folder, but I want to go inside of public_HTML so that these are exactly the same. And now I need to drag and drop this file up here, overwrite it, and then let's switch over to Chrome and refresh the page. And voila, I've got my new button, but of course it doesn't do anything. Our goal, of course, is to embed down here our H5P content. In order to do that, we have to do a couple of things. The first thing is we need to get code snippet number 4, which has this div with an embed class in it. So I'm going to select this code, and I'm going to come back over to brackets, and I'm going to scroll down into my second container. And what I'm going to do is underneath where it says close project 1, I am going to paste in this new div, just like that. And I am going to copy this closing comment and just put it right here next to this div to remind me that this is going to close project 2. Now, just like project 1 up here, which was our Canva design, I want to have an ID for this. So I'm going to select that code. I'm going to come down to my new div and paste that in, but this one I am going to give the ID of project 02. Now right now this is an empty div. It doesn't have an image tag in it like project 1. So what we need to do is go to H5P and get the embed code so that we can stick it right inside in the middle of this project 2 div. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to come back over to Chrome. And in Chrome, I'm going to come to H5P, and right now I'm viewing my interactive hotspot image. And we need to make a couple of changes before this is embeddable in external applications. So to do that, I'm going to click on Edit, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. And importantly, I'm going to come to where it says Publish. I'm going to click Publish, and by default, h5p.com has saved our content as protected. So I'm going to switch this to public. And what we can do, there's a couple of ways to do this. We can click right here where it says Show the Embed Code. And I am going to copy all of this code right in here. And I'm going to come up here before I leave this and click Save. So it's actually public now. And now I'm going to switch back over to brackets, and I have all this code copied to my clipboard, and I'm going to paste it in. Now, it's a lot of code, and basically all you need to know is that it's an iframe, and inside of that iframe is a source link that actually links to the interactive hotspot that you created. So your URL here is going to be different than mine. That's okay, because we want to embed your content. Actually, let me just scroll to the right. Let me highlight this whole. Let me slide over. You can see it's doing a lot of things. And actually, here's the closing of the iframe. And you can actually see, let me put in an enter here. Part of what comes with the embed code from h5p.com is they have something called a resizer JavaScript file that helps that embedded content resize appropriately to whatever size your web page is. So that's pretty important. So we're going to leave both of those things right in there. And now what we need to do, you probably guessed this, is we need to come down. So let's see what happens right now with the code that we have. So I'm going to save this, come over to FileZilla, drag and drop, come over to my website, and I'm going to refresh. And look what happens. This is good, but also bad. It's good that we're seeing our embedded content from h5p.com, and it's totally interactive, just the way we want it, which is good, but it's not supposed to show up on the home page. So we need to go back into our code and make some small edits. So let's switch over to brackets. And in brackets, I am going to copy this line right here, which hides project 1. And what I'm going to do is hide project 2. And what is the element with the ID project 2? It's this element right here in our second container, and it has the name project 2. And if I save this, upload it to the server, switch over to Chrome and reload, we should see, boom, it's hidden now. But the problem is when I click project 2, it's not appearing. What we need to do is come over to our 5th code snippet, and let's copy that code, come back over to brackets, and I'm going to stick this down at the bottom here. I'm just going to paste this in, and give me a minute to clean it up with some indents. And let's take a look at what this is doing. It's saying if someone clicks the button or the element with the ID button project 2, which we know is that new button we put in up here. If someone clicks that button, first thing we're going to do is add a custom title to the project title element. And we are going to hide project 1, but we're going to show project 2. And then what we need to do is dispatch a resize event just to help make sure that that embedded content shows up at the right size. Now we need to do a little bit more. We need to come up to, if someone clicks the home button, right now we're getting rid of the title and we're hiding project 1, but this means now we also need to hide project 2. So I'm going to copy that line of code and I'm going to paste it, and I'm just going to change the name of the element we're looking for so that it's project 2. And similarly, we have one more edit to make, which is when someone clicks project 1, we are adding a title and we're showing project 1, but just in case project 2 is showing, we need to make sure we hide project 2. So I'm going to copy this line of code, and I am going to say project 2, I don't want it to show, I want it to hide. And I'm going to save that. And that's really all we're doing. You could see it's very systematic. Hide everything by default. If someone clicks the home button, hide everything. If someone clicks button 1, show project 1, but hide project 2. And if someone clicks button project 2, we're going to hide project 1 and show project 2, and then dispatch this special event to force it to resize properly. So let's save this code, come back over, drag and drop, in FileZilla, overwrite, come over to Chrome, and let's reload our page. By default, everything's hidden. If I click Project 2, we should see it. And this is totally interactive and embedded with no problem. Hit Escape to exit, and if I go home, boom, everything's gone. So there you have it, folks. We just took our interactive multimedia content that we created and have hosted on h5p.com, and we've successfully embedded it into our UH homepages. Great work.